out, guys.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports. Gentlemen, start your engine!
Welcome race fans out to Texas Motor Speedway for the running of the GAC Truck Series here at Texas Motor Speedway. We will play a little bit more music as they are just coming out of their driver's meeting. They do have a little bit left in practice. So go ahead, let's listen to a little bit of music while we wait. Alright, and we are now in qualifying. They are going to start taking those times. You have a couple guys on the track right now, as we are waiting for those first times to roll in. Let's go ahead and go through our points for the night. So your points leading into, let's see what round this is really quick. This is round number 8 of 10. So 3 races left here tonight, and your leader in the points, Paul Zota. He does lead Dwayne LaPrade by 14 points. Dwayne LaPrade in second, Dean Viney third, Gary Schenk in fourth, John Stanley in fifth, Michael Palmer sixth, John Estes seventh, Lynn McNeese eighth, Jim Locking in ninth, and David Gainforth will round out your top 10 in points before we start this race here tonight. And we do have a couple times coming in. Dwayne LaPrade holding on to that pole for the moment. And now Kevin Cornelius will take over that top spot. Haven't seen Kevin really out here in GAC all that much this year. Kevin Cornelius has raced in 4 out of the 8 races, so he's been a what we'd call a part-time driver here at GAC. Does have a fast truck out there tonight though. So we do have some more times coming in. Your top 5, or your top 10 as they sit right now. Kevin Cornelius, Dwayne LaPrade, Randy Perdue, David Gainforth, Paul Zoda is your top 5. Lynn McNeese, Michael Palmer, Paul Cohen, Jim Locking, John Estes rounding out your top 10 as they sit right now. And it does look most of the drivers tonight have taken their qualifying laps. As we do have a... Well, let me fix this really quick. Let's see how many drivers we got tonight. We have 15 drivers out here tonight. Pretty good sized field tonight. Should be some great racing. And let's see. Should be a lot of green flag racing, as I didn't catch how many laps we are going to have before we broadcast it tonight. We are still waiting for the final laps here in qualifying, as I believe most of the drivers have taken their times, and all but one driver does have times. We got 14 drivers with qualifying times tonight. The 15 of John Stanley, actually the 12 of John Stanley, who we are watching right now, is the last driver to take his time. And John Stanley does put down a time before we head to our start of our race here tonight. He will be in that 14th slot. He's trying to get one more lap in before we flip over. And there we go. We will flip to the grid now. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid for the night. Kevin Cornelius will start on the pole tonight. We'll go ahead, and he's not gridded up just yet. Kevin Cornelius, though, on the pole. Dwayne LaPrade will join him on that front row. On row number 2, Randy Perdue and David Gainforth. Row number 3, your points leader tonight, Paul Zoda, starting in 5th. Lynn McNeese will start in 6th. Michael Palmer will start in 7th tonight. Paul Cohen will start in 8th. Jim Locking will start in 9th. John Estes will start in 10th. Stephen Bird will start 11th tonight. Gary Schenk will start 12th. Dean Viney starting 13th. John Stanley will start 14th. And your last car in the field, Mark McFadden, is starting in 15th tonight. And we're already having what looks to be graphic or a little bit of blinking issues. So we'll go to, I believe that is Dwayne LaPrade, as the leader's blinking in and out. And we are now waiting for that pace car to take off, as everybody has gridded up tonight. There they go. They will take off from that grid, and the pace car will bring them around. Should be great racing out here tonight. And Kevin Cornelius is definitely a driver to watch. But Dwayne LaPrade has been surprisingly very fast at a lot of the tracks they have raced at this year. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him near the front tonight. He does have one win under his belt. And, you know, Paul Zoda, leading GAC Truck Series out here, has not won a race yet. So his consistency has definitely helped him. And we definitely see if that comes in, if his consistency finally breaks through, or he doesn't have the night that he's been having the last couple weeks. turn number 3 and 4. We should be heading to the green here shortly as the pace car will get ready to dip off into pit lane. The sharp dip off to pit lane, and here we go. Kevin Cornelius bringing them to the line. Green flag is out, and we are here racing at the GAC Truck Series at Texas Motor Speedway. A lot of moving around. We saw all the positions there near the back of the field as a lot of guys are going to start to try to feel out what's going on with their cars. And Kevin Cornelius out front defending Randy Perdue and the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade. But yes, Dwayne LaPrade, and you've also got Paul Zoda trying to get into that mix, get into the top 3. Kevin Cornelius, 1 lap under his belt and 1 lap led. Randy Perdue looking to make a move early in this race. Lap number 2 of 130 out here tonight. Randy Perdue's going to stick it right on the back of that bumper. Paul Zoda now back in 4th, still chasing down. I talked to him earlier this week. He did say he's surprised to be at the top of the points, and he's trying to get his first championship in a series. So Kevin Cornelius still out there leading laps. 2 laps led for him. He's still battling the 5 of Randy Perdue, and Dwayne LaPrade and Paul Zoda are starting to catch him. They're starting to lead the 31 of Michael Palmer back there a little bit. Paul Zoda looks like he clips the apron. It's going to get really close to the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade. He's going to stay off him though, and we're going to go back. We are still green flag racing. No bumping really so far in this race tonight. And there goes Randy Perdue looking to that inside line. He will get the inside and make the pass, so our new leader right now, Randy Perdue, will take over the lead here on lap number 5 of 130 at Texas Motor Speedway. Randy Perdue now with his first lap led, and Kevin Cornelius to that inside line. Does he make the pass? He will make that pass right back on Randy Perdue. Randy's going to stick in there and battle though. Not going to be able to compete with, I believe he actually got into the wall there. That's going to slow him up and let Paul Zoda move into the 3rd spot. So Paul Zoda now into that mix with the top 3. So your top 3 as they sit right now: Kevin Cornelius, the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade, and the 99 of Paul Zoda. And then you have Michael Palmer still in that 4th position, and then 5th, Randy Perdue trying to battle back. Doesn't have anybody to draft with though. So it should be it's going to be a battle for him, really. So Kevin Cornelius now 6 laps led. Hasn't had any real trouble here tonight. As really, they haven't had any trouble all around the track. And now Paul Zoda to that inside line. Doesn't quite get it on Dwayne LaPrade. He's actually going to clip the apron a little bit. That's going to send him high. Did Michael Palmer move into the third spot? He's not going to have enough room to get underneath Paul, so Paul will remain in that third spot for the moment. So now Kevin Cornelius out front, and he's battling with the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade. And that's actually, we're not going to take a, we were going to go through the field, but it looked like for a moment Dwayne LaPrade had a shot. Let's actually flip back to Dwayne, because now he's got the 99 of Paul Zota passing him up. Paul Zota into that second spot. So Kevin Cornelius has taken a little bit of a lead here, now out to .4, and Dwayne LaPrade has got that inside line on Paul Zota. We're going to see another pass for second place, as they are both half a second back from Kevin Cornelius. Battling out here has slowed these two down, and now Paul Zota has a shot of losing third place to the 31 of Michael Palmer. He is going to slide in between them, so he will keep on that third place as Dwayne LaPrade moves back into the second spot. So let's take a run through our field as they sit right now. Kevin Cornelius up front, started on the pole tonight, has led 13 laps. Dwayne LaPrade started in second, still in second. Paul Zota started in fifth, has charged up to third now. Michael Palmer from 7th up to 4th. Lynn McNeese has moved up one spot from 6th to 5th. David Gainforth started in 4th, has fallen back to 6th. Jim Locking started in 9th, has now moved up to 7th. Paul Cohen started 8th, now sits in 8th. John Estes started 10th, now in 9th. Dean Viney started back in 13th, has moved his way up to 10th. Stephen Bird started 11th, still sits in 11th. Gary Shank started 12th, still sits in 12th. Mark McFadden started 15th, has moved up to 13th. John Stanley started 14th tonight, now in 14th. Randy Perdue started 3rd, led one lap, now sits in 15th, and I believe he took a pit stop one lap down right now. So we'll go back out front to Kevin Cornelius. And I wouldn't imagine that was a scheduled pit stop by the 5 of Randy Perdue. So Kevin Cornelius now out to a 1.4 second lead, and it does look like points leader Paul Zoda is in a battle back here with the 31 of Michael Palmer, who does get that inside line, and it looks like Paul's tires are starting to give on him because he's going to drop back into the 5th position with Lynn McNeese passing him up, and now he's in danger of dropping back even more as he's got the 101 of David Gainforth dip into that inside line. Jim Locking down there as well. So let's go up here and watch. We're going to go watch the 84 of Lynn McNeese for a little while as Paul Zoda continues to slip back. He's now back in the 7th position as he has fallen behind Jim Locking. And it looks like Lynn McNeese might have snapped loose there a little bit. 21 laps down, though. He does cut to the inside of the 31 of Michael Palmer. And we'll get the run. So he'll move into that 3rd spot. Let's see if he can start catching Dwayne LaPrade and get a run here on the 17 of Kevin Cornelius. So as we come to lap 23, still don't have a caution out here tonight. Kevin Cornelius has led 21 laps. Only other drivers to lead laps. Actually, the only other driver to lead a lap was the 5 of Randy Perdue, who is now scored us 2 laps down. Not sure what happened to him there. Let's see, did he go to the pits a second time? It does not show him. He's only showing us going to the pits once, I believe. He went to the pits for 1 pit stop of 15 seconds, did not pit other than that. So, not sure what happened to the 5 of Randy Perdue back there, but for now, Kevin Cornelius is out front leading laps still. We've got a lot of battling going on throughout the field as the 101 and the 91 are trying to catch up to Lynn McNeese. Let's drop back a little bit more. John Estes in front of the 99 of Paul Zoda, the 31 of Michael Palmer, the 51 of Paul Cohen, along with the 71 of Dean Viney. Dean started back near the back of the field, clips the grass a little bit there, but he has charged his way up the field. He is in definite contention right now to get near the front. So we're going to go out front as Kevin Cornelius now out almost to a 4-second lead. And we're going to ride along with Kevin Cornelius here for just one moment. And Kevin Cornelius has extended his lead even more as he is now 4 seconds ahead of the field. To go back to Dwayne LaPrade, who has a good second on the 4-car pack behind him. But if this starts to spread out even more, we could be seeing a complete green flag race here tonight, as 29 laps down. They're going to be coming to lap 30 here shortly, And we do not have a caution. Kevin Cornelius up front, 27 laps led, and hasn't really had much competition since Randy Perdue dropped out. Randy Perdue has taken his car behind the wall. Mark McFadden, I believe, is taking his first pit stop of the night, as I believe we'll start seeing some of those pit stops come through as we go on here. Jim Locking did look to that high side for a moment. Didn't quite get the run he wanted on the 101 of David Gainforth. And so let's take a look to see how much this would change the points battle here. Because Paul Zota, the points leader, currently sitting back in 9th, and he's struggling to keep that car, or that truck going, because Dean Viney, who started in 13th, now up to 7th. Second place is Dwayne LaPrade, who's currently sitting in 2nd, but he's actually lost that gap that he had on David Gainforth and Jim Locking, as now David Gainforth looking to catch Dwayne LaPrade. Is Dwayne LaPrade thinking about pitting soon? Kevin Cornelius is out to a 5-second lead, and I imagine we see him stay out as long as he can tonight, as we have clipped the 100 laps to go, and Kevin Cornelius has led 31. And Dwayne LaPrade has come down pit road. He does look like the only truck that did come down pit road at the moment. So let's go ahead let's go up to David Gainforth to see when he comes down pit road, because Kevin Cornelius is now 5.5 out. And there goes Jim Locking looking at the inside of David Gainforth. Does he make the clean pass? As he is tucking that bumper underneath. David Gainforth didn't look like he was going to make the pass, because David Gainforth is going to block him now, or take off his route. So that will keep David Gainforth in that 2nd spot. And it hasn't looked like Kevin Cornelius has thought about coming to pit road. Trucks that have pitted: 31 of Michael Palmer, 13 of Dwayne LaPrade. And we just had another one come down pit road. That is the 71 of Dean Viney. Michael Palmer has pitted. Mark McFadden has pitted. Lynn McNeese has pitted. 9 trucks on the lead lap. We'll be going to, I believe, 8 here shortly. It did go to 8, as David Gainforth is going to lose that 2nd spot to the 91 of Jim Locking. And we're going to watch for when that group comes down pit road. And we are still waiting for Kevin Cornelius to come down pit road. Jim Locking and David Gainforth are losing time to him still. So maybe he's thinking, I'm going to stay out as long as I can, make as least amount of pit stops as I can to stay out front. Lap 41, Kevin Cornelius has yet to pit. He's got 39 laps led tonight. And it does look like the 101 of David Gainforth going to try to make the pass on the 91. He goes to that inside line. He will force the 91 up the track. So David Gainforth will be moving back into that second spot. And the 72 of John Estes is back there as well. So now we got a four truck battle. Some of these are lapped. The 13 of Dwayne LaPrade is a lapped truck. The 72 of John Estes is not, as he's going to move into the third spot, taking away from the 91 I have here. Is that correct, though? As David Gainforth is scored as the leader. We didn't see Kevin Cornelius go down pit road. He is on pit road. Can David Gainforth get around and put him a lap down? As he's now going to come down pit road. 91 of Jim Locking will follow him. So your leader now is the 99 of Paul Zota. He'll get that bonus point to help him keep that championship hopes alive tonight. He does have the 51 of Paul Cohen right below him, and he's going to let the 51 right by. And it does look like David Gainforth is still sitting in third. And we got 3 wide back here. Paul Zota is going to dip out of it and let the 25 of Gary Schenk go. And we do have a new leader this time by. Paul Cohen will get a lap by. In lap 45, Paul Cohen scored as our leader, getting his first lap led of the night. And when does Paul Cohen decide to bring it down pit road? And when does Paul Zota decide to bring it down pit road? Dwayne LaPrade is the next car in line to take the lead. They're both going to come down pit road. So we'll go back to Dwayne LaPrade, who's now coming around turn number 1 and 2 as they head to the pits. So now lap 46, Paul Cohen staying out, leading some laps, hoping a caution will come out and save him from losing the lead. Dwayne LaPrade now, or actually Paul Cohen did go to the pits. Dwayne LaPrade now showing as the leader. Kevin Cornelius back in second, 2.1 seconds back. And that is dropping down to 2. Lynn McNeese now scored as third. Points leader, Paul Zota back in 10th. So you got to imagine Paul does not like the fact that Dwayne LaPrade is up front right now. Dwayne LaPrade, though, out there leading some laps, does get his first lap led. And Kevin Cornelius is starting to close in on him. 1.5 seconds from Dwayne LaPrade. And that is actually dropping a lot, down to 1.3 and counting. Dwayne LaPrade has lost his lead down to a second now. He's trying to stay out there, though, and trying to catch these guys. Maybe make a pretty good run here. Maybe get some time that he can use later on, as they are probably going to have another green flag pit stop. We're coming near lap 50 now. As Dwayne LaPrade down to a 0.3 second lead. We're going to see a pass here shortly, as the 17 of Kevin Cornelius is going to lock it up behind him. And he's probably going to be dipping it to the inside, going into turn number 1 and 2, as he's going to kind of go high coming out of 3, or going into 3. And he's now going to try for that inside line on the 13. He will make the line. He's going to make the pass on the entrance of turn number 1. We got our new leader once again. The 17 of Kevin Cornelius will take the lead for the moment. So, Kevin Cornelius back in that lead, has already put a second on Dwayne LaPrade. Pretty good job by him. 41 laps here, led tonight out of 52, or 51, sorry about that. And let's go ahead and take a look at our field as they sit right now. Your leader right now is Kevin Cornelius. Started on the pole tonight, has now led 42 laps. Dwayne LaPrade started second tonight, now has led 5 laps. Is now sitting in second. Lynn McNeese started in 6th, now in 3rd. And did we didn't miss one. Gary Shank started in 12th tonight, now up to 4th. Michael Palmer started in 7th, now up to 5th. Dean Viney started back in 13th, now up to 6th. Mark McFadden started 15th tonight and is now sitting in 7th. David Gainforth started in 4th, led 1 lap, and is now scored as 8th. Jim Locking scored as 9th, started in 9th as well. Paul Zoda started in 5th tonight, has led 1 lap, now sits in 10th. John Estes started in 11th, started in 10th, now in 11th. Paul Cohen started in 8th, led 2 laps, now in 12th. Stephen Bird started 11th, now in 13th. John Stanley started in 14th, still sits in 14th. Randy Perdue has taken his truck behind the wall. So we'll go ahead and watch our leader here, Kevin Cornelius, for a little while. And we are going to step away from the mic one moment, and we'll be right back. And we came back just in time to see what will be our first caution of the night. And it was the 12 of John Stanley. We'll go ahead and take a look at it with our first caution of the night here on lap 64. That was John Stanley. Oh, Stephen Bird involved in that as well. So we'll go ahead and take a look once more to see what it was. Didn't quite click the wall. He actually came down on the leader, spun it out, and then tried to save it, went up into the wall. Mark McFadden takes a little bit of damage, backs it up, tries to get off the track, and Stephen Bird T-bones him. That's going to blow both their engines. They do have a quick repair, though, but they are going to have to wait on pit road as they tow. So Kevin Cornelius up front maybe has a little bit of damage. Let's see if that car has a little bit of damage here. It doesn't look like quite that much. They will come down pit road. And we'll see what kind of pit stops we get here. Who's going to come off first? And Kevin Cornelius, does he beat Dwayne LaPrade off the line? We'll see if he gives it back to him here. And it doesn't look like it. Does look like Dwayne LaPrade beats the 17 to the exit of pit road. And with our first caution on that, let's go ahead and get an interview in. Haven't had a chance to do this tonight. Let's go ahead. Let's see here. Top 3. Let's go with Gary Shank. Haven't had a chance to speak with him in a little while. Gary Shank, you got a copy? All right. Well, you are sitting in third at the moment. How's the truck been out there tonight?
Well, I was just hoping for long green runs. That's typically where I shine, right in these short stints. So I really didn't want to see that yellow. But yeah, I don't like that. Don't like in the short runs. It feels good on the long runs. So hopefully we get another long green run and can use that to my advantage.
So 67 laps at green flag racing. You got to be happy about that, though.
Yeah, that's awesome, and we can go that far with no caution. So kudos to everybody here racing tonight.
All right. Well, anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before you go back to green flag racing?
Well, I think we got 2 watching your broadcast down in Florida. I think that's my parents tonight, so we'll say hello to them, and yeah, hopefully we can keep it up here in the top 3 and at least get a podium tonight. We'll do our best. All
right. Well, good luck to you. Hopefully we get to talk to you later on tonight.
Thanks. Hopefully to get a chance to talk to you later.
And that was Gary Shank. Sorry, we did have a little bit of sound issues prior to, or about a couple seconds into that interview. Gary Shank, though, has started back in 12th, now has moved up to his highest position of the night in 3rd. So he will be trying to give Kevin Cornelius a run for his money here tonight. as now Dwayne LaPrade will get a chance to bring these guys to the line tonight. How does Kevin Cornelius perform on that outside line? We'll figure out right now as we go back to Green Flag Racing. Dwayne LaPrade will bring him to the line for his 8th lap lead of the night tonight. And Gary Shank hooks right behind him and tries to push him down the track, looks to the outside of him. And Kevin Cornelius is now starting to drop back as Gary Shank will now move into that 2nd spot. Gary Shank's going to look every which way, jump in front of Kevin Cornelius, who's going to dip below him. So now Kevin Cornelius is going to move back into that 2nd spot. He's going to push Gary up the track. And Dwayne LaPrade's playing a little bit of line battle as we go to lap 70 here of 130. Let's take a look through the field to see where the battles are at. Kevin Cornelius ahead of Gary Shank. Lynn McNeese ahead of Michael Palmer. Dean Viney now up into 6th. Paul Cohen now sits in 7th. David Gameforth in 8th. Jim Locking 9th. Paul Zoda now sits in that 10th spot. Rounding out your top 10, John Estes in the 11th spot. Mark McFadden in 12th. Stephen Bird back on the track in 13th. John Stanley has taken it behind the wall for the night tonight. And we did see Lynn McNeese move back into that 3rd position. Gary Shank going back into 4th. As now the 31 of Michael Palmer is looking to get around the 25 of Gary Shank. Now let's go back a little bit more because we got a big battle behind them. That's 51 of Paul Cohen up the wall. And Paul Zoda now moving into that 9th position. Dean Viney now up to 7th. Dwayne LaPrade still up front, has actually almost have a 2nd lead on the 17 of Kevin Cornelius. So Dwayne LaPrade is coming on strong here at the end of this race. So Dwayne LaPrade still running up in front now, leading his 16th lap of the night. Kevin Cornelius, who has 55 laps led on the night. Not sure if anybody will be able to catch up to him. Lynn McNeese in 3rd. Gary Shank now in 4th. And Michael Palmer rounding out your top 5. And there goes Kevin Cornelius as the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade actually spun it. Let's go ahead and take a look with our 2nd caution now of the night. Coming out of 2, he just takes it a little too high coming off the corner, will spin. Locks it up. Doesn't look like he got too much damage there, so he will be able to drive that thing. Maybe if he has a quick repair in the pocket, use that tonight. So up front now, Kevin Cornelius, who has led 56 laps tonight, will be sitting in the lead. And we're going to take a quick break here before we go back to green flag racing.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
So Stephen Bird is the only truck a lap down. He is actually 3 laps down. So we do have 12 trucks on the lead lap. It does look like Stephen Bird will stay out there and gain 1 more lap back. So he'll be 2 laps down. Kevin Cornelius is up front. Gary Schenk in second. Lynn McNeese in third. As they will get the 2 to go this time round. They will start to double them up as the pace car lights have gone on. Stephen Bird gets the wave around. So this is going to set up Gary Schenk to try to get a run on that high side. We haven't seen it tonight. Maybe he can pull it off. Maybe put the pressure on the 17 of Kevin Cornelius. And right behind him, Lynn McNeese. And look at that, Paul Zoda now up in 6th. Or actually, he's in the top 5. Or just outside the top 5. He is on that 3rd row on the outside, so he is in 6th. So he is right outside of the top 5 after sitting back in 10th. He was running up in 2nd for part of this race here tonight. Pace car was getting ready to dip off. There goes the pace car. Kevin Cornelius will bring him back to the line. for our second restart of the night. Lap 81 of 130 here at Texas Motor Speedway. Kevin Cornelius does lead the lap. 59th lap led of the night. Gary Shank trying to stick it down low, doesn't quite get it. Lynn McNeese now looking to pass Gary Shank for that second spot. And he will. He's going to get to the inside of Kevin Cornelius. Can he make the run on Kevin Cornelius? He doesn't quite got a bumper in there. So Kevin will come down and run the preferred line as Gary Shank and Lynn McNeese battle. Lynn barely edging him out at the moment. Going to flip back to look at Lynn while we watch that battle. And Gary Shank up the track. Now he's got the 101 of David Gainforth to battle. And David's going to get around him as well. So now David Gainforth looking to clear Gary Shank, who is stuck on that outside line all by himself right now. Gary's trying to stick it down to the 101 so he can get as much run off the corners as he can. And he is doing a pretty good job of it right now because he's got the 101 of David Gainforth to his inside still. Hasn't quite cleared him just yet. And now Gary Shank has got in front of the 101. Interesting. That's the first battle on that outside line we've seen win tonight. And now Paul Zota in danger of dropping back once again on that outside line. He's dropped back to 7th now, and he's got the 72 of John Estes behind him. He will dip it in, so he will protect that 7th spot for the moment. Kevin Cornelius in a battle right now. Who is up there with him? Lynn McNeese is going to try to push the 17 of Kevin Cornelius, as Kevin's not really extended his lead much right now. As Lynn's been able to follow him step by step through the field, and Paul Zota back up into the 6th position. And Lynn McNeese really hasn't let off. He's right on that bumper. How long can he hold on, though? We are still seeing Kevin Cornelius with that 2.2 second lead. And we do see it dwindle down to 0.1 at times. And look at that. Points leader, Paul Zota, now in 4th. And Dwayne LaPrade is currently scored as 9th. So Paul's got to be happy about that at the moment. But he knows he's still got 40 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. And it does look like Lynn McNeese let off there as they're going to kind of separate by 0.3 for a little while. And it does start to come back. But let's go ahead and take a look through our field. And we got a battle back here. And then 101 of David Gainforth with the 99 of Paul Zota, the 31 of Michael Palmer. Paul Zota looking to crack into that top 3. Paul Zota to the inside, doesn't quite get it, coming into the corner. They're going to get close, not touch though, so Paul Zota still holding on to that 4th spot, looking, trying to find a run on the 101. Paul Zota back to that inside line. Does he get to the inside of the 101 of David Gainforth? He's going to put a bumper in there. Doesn't quite get it as David Gainforth's going to stop the momentum. Jump in front of him. And Kevin Cornelius to pit road. Lynn McNeese now your leader. Paul Zota will move into that 3rd spot. Take a look here as Kevin Cornelius with actually, what happened to Kevin Cornelius? He got passed by Lynn McNeese. We thought he was going to the pits. So we are getting close to the 90 to go. And when does, are these guys going to have to pit one more time, I'm wondering. Because they did go roughly 40 laps on those last set of tires. So I'm starting to wondering when these guys are going to bring it down pit road and probably take their last stops of the night. Lap 99 of 130 now. Lynn McNeese still out front of Kevin Cornelius. And really, it's been surprising to see Lynn McNeese out here leading the 17 of Kevin Cornelius. As Kevin led 71 laps tonight, nobody's going to come close to that. As the only other driver that was somewhat close, Dwayne LaPrade, now scored as 1 lap down. And we are seeing Kevin Cornelius try to get to that inside line. And it did look like he tried to get to that inside line and lost control a little bit, able to gain control of it. But he did drop back to 0.4 behind Lynn McNeese. So we saw a move there. It didn't quite work for the 17. And now Kevin Cornelius right back on that bumper of Lynn McNeese. Lap 102. Lynn McNeese now with his 8th lap led. Can he hold on here and get himself a win here tonight? Kevin Cornelius back to that inside line. He's gonna get the run and get the pass on. Does he get the pass? He does make the pass on Lynn McNeese. Lynn McNeese is gonna repass him coming out of the corner. Who's gonna lead the lap? It was Lynn McNeese. Lynn McNeese with his 10th lap led now. He's gonna give up that lead to Kevin Cornelius, who's on that inside line though. And you gotta imagine Lynn McNeese giving that position up was trying to save his tires, as Kevin Cornelius was on that bottom line, burn him up as long as he could. So now we're coming to 25 to go here tonight. 2 cautions by these guys. Kevin Cornelius back out front leading laps. Lynn McNeese has taken it to pit road. He's getting those fresh tires now. And Kevin Cornelius now out to a almost 6-second lead. Does Kevin bring it down pit road? He will. He's going to slow it down and bring it down the pit road. Jim Locking now, if he elects to stay out, will be your leader. 25 Gary Schenk battling him as Gary Schenk going to try to lead a lap. And the 13 of Dwayne LaPrade is trying his best to try to get back on the lead lap tonight. And Jim Locking will now bring it down pit road after leading 1 lap. Gary Schenk out front leading laps. Lap 107. Gary Schenk will get his first lap led. And there goes Kevin Cornelius, who is actually behind Dwayne LaPrade. Did Dwayne LaPrade pit the same time? I don't think he did. And we're getting a lot of shifting through the field here right now, as a lot of guys are going to take those pit stops. As we come near 20 to go here tonight, Gary Schenk still out there leading laps, hoping a caution comes out. Gary Schenk now with his 3rd lap lead of the night. He's got Kevin Cornelius trying to get back on that lead lap, so Kevin's got a way to go, but he does have fresh tires. As we're on lap 109 of 130, they're going to come close to 20 laps to go. Are these guys going to try to stay out and get as much time as they can on the track, as 25 is going to let David Gainforth, who's got fresher tires, by, and he's also going to let the 84 all back on the lead lap. And Gary Schenk will now bring it down pit road, which will leave the lead up to Dwayne LaPrade if he elects to stay out. And does Dwayne LaPrade, he's going to stay out. He's going to lead his first lap. Or no, this won't be his first lap. This will be his 17th lap of the night. And it didn't quite score him as the leader that time around. Should update if he decides to stay out one more time. And he does, so he will lead his 17th lap of the night. 20 to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. And I had to do a double take right here because Kevin Cornelius is catching up to the leader now. And he is right on his tail, 0.1 behind him. I didn't think Kevin Cornelius was going to catch him that quickly. He does, though. And there you go. He's going to make the pass on the outside line. Those fresher tires are going to come in handy here. Does he decide to dip it down low coming into turn number 1? He's gonna push him down the hill. He's probably gonna make the clear pass on. He does. The 13 of Dwayne LaPrade will fall behind. Kevin Cornelius now. And he's starting to lose a little bit of time already. As Kevin Cornelius already out to a 0.6 second lead, and that thing is growing fast. We're going to almost get out to a second, probably by the end of this lap, 17 to go. And that is out to a second as Kevin Cornelius leads his 74th lap of the night. 16 times to go for these guys. As now Dwayne LaPrade will fall behind Lynn McNeese. And they got a bunch more trucks getting ready to come up and try to make the pass on them. Dwayne LaPrade into the wall, able to keep it off and able to keep this thing green. He's still losing the control a little bit, able to gain control back of that truck. And we thought for sure we were going to see a caution there, as Dwayne LaPrade was going everywhere, able to roll that truck back into place, still sitting in third. Let's go back up front and watch Kevin Cornelius as he has got Lynn McNeese behind him. $13 to go for Kevin Cornelius. Can he make it around 13 more times and not lose it to Lynn McNeese, as Lynn McNeese is starting to gain time on him? So coming to lap number 12 now, or 12 to go, or actually 11 to go for Kevin Cornelius. He is still losing time to Lynn McNeese. Let's see if he can hold on here tonight. And we're going to definitely see this thing start to heat up as we come to the finish. 1.1 back from Kevin Cornelius. And that time, we're seeing fall down almost below a second at times. 10 to go. Can Lynn McNeese pull this thing together and get ahead before we come to a finish here tonight? And 8 to go, and we're seeing that lead grow back out. Kevin Cornelius, this is his race to lose tonight. With 8 laps to go, 82 laps led for him. I wouldn't, you know, if I had led 82 laps, I wouldn't expect to lose this race. And it doesn't look like he's going to let up because he is putting more time. But we got a caution. And the only driver I can see is Dwayne LaPrade. And let's take a look back because this is our third caution of the night. And just hits it on the wall coming out of turn number 2. Didn't have anybody else involved in that wreck able to lock it down. Did anybody else get involved on the backstretch? Doesn't look so. So Dwayne LaPrade takes a wreck. And that's going to put Kevin Cornelius up front. Do these guys come down pit road now? We're going to take a step away with 6 to go, and we'll come back for the finale of this race here tonight. All right, and we are back. We'll have 2 to go when we come back to Green Flag Racing here. Kevin Cornelius did not pit Paul Zoda, now up into that second spot. And you gotta imagine Paul Zoda wants to try to get as many points as he can here tonight, so he's gonna need to dip down as early as he can to get down to that bottom groove and defend some of these guys. And here we go. We're getting ready to go back racing at the finale here at Texas Motor Speedway. Pace car will dip in, and Paul Zoda's going to put that truck right next to Kevin Cornelius. Green flag is out. Who's going to beat him to the line? Does look like Paul Zoda's going to lead his second lap of the night. 2 laps to go. This can be it, because Paul Zoda right now is ahead of Kevin Cornelius. He's going to battle him coming out of the corner. Does look like Kevin Cornelius will take the lead and hold on to that lead for the moment. Paul Zoda actually looked like he was going to dip ahead of him there for a moment. He's going to go way up the track here, though. He's going to lose a lot of spots. He's going to fall back to 4th. And now Lynn McNeese is going to battle the 17. Side by side they go into the tri-oval. Yep, white flag is out. We got a truck wrecker back there. It doesn't matter. The white flag is out. We're going to continue racing here. And that was the 48 of Mark McFadden. And John Estes also involved in that 17 of Kevin Cornelius going down the track. And look at that, Gary Shank up front now. Where did Gary Shank come from? We were watching Kevin Cornelius. Gary Shank is going to get a win out here tonight. And look at that, Gary Shank with the win. It looked like Lynn McNeese came in second, and I'm not sure who came in third. Take a look to see if we can find it really quick here. Gary Shank, your winner here tonight. Only led 5 laps, led that last lap. Lynn McNeese will come away with the second. Jim Locking comes away with the third. And we'll see if we can pull Jim Locking down here really quick now. Jim Locking, you got a copy?
I do.
Well, it shows you came away with a third place finish tonight. How was the truck out there?
It was good. I just wish that last caution hadn't come out when it did, because I was on a roll there. I was picking them off, and I was going to the front. But well, that's how these things go. But I'm very happy with a third place. You know, starting on the outside. I hate starting on the outside of this track, but it stuck good. I had 4 tires, and it stuck well going into 1 and 2. So with a bit of a schmozzle there, with bouncing off of each other. But I'm very happy with a third place finish tonight.
Now, next week, we head to Talladega. It's obviously restrictor plate racing. How are you at those super speedways?
Oh, not very good. I just have terrible luck at super speedways. I just try to survive. So, well, I don't, whatever strategies guys know about running super speedways, they haven't clued me in on it. So, I'm don't look for me to be up front. It'll be a miracle if I am.
All right, well, you start in 9th tonight. You finish in 3rd. You do get 1 lap led as well. Anybody you'd like to give a shout-out to?
Just to Dean for running a great league. We got a great bunch of guys in this league. We have a lot of fun, most fun of any league I've ever been in. And to you up in the booth, you guys do a great job. Thank you very much. That's about it.
All right, well, hopefully we get to talk to you next week at Talladega.
That'll be great. Thanks a lot. Good night.
All right, and we will pull Lynn McNeese in here now.
But you called the last one.
Hey, Lynn McNeese, you got a copy.
I got you, Steve.
I pull you down mid-conversation. Well, you finished second tonight. You did lead 10 laps. How was the truck out there tonight?
Oh, it was pretty good. It started getting tight right there at the end. I don't know if the caution had come out, if I'd been able to catch up with Kevin, but that last restart there, I put on 2 tires and Gary put on 4, and that made the world of difference.
Now, did you take 4 all the rest of the time out there tonight?
Yes, I took 4 except for the last stop there, and I figured with just a couple laps, maybe 2 would be all right, but maybe I should have put it on 4.
Now, a lot of guys run Texas kind of like a super speedway. Next week we are at Talladega. How are you out there?
I like Talladega. That's just one of those toss of the coin in the air. You don't know if you get caught up in the big one or not. So it's just how lucky can you be and try to be in the right place at the right time.
All right, well, you start 6th tonight. You do finish second. Anybody you'd like to give a shout-out to?
Hey, we'll give a shout-out to Dean for putting this on at GAC, and you up there in the booth at Max Speed 3. We appreciate you very much.
All right, well, hopefully we get to talk to you next week when you head to Talladega.
We hope so. We'll give it a try.
All right, let's go ahead and talk to our winner here tonight, Gary Schenk, who was able to pull off a crazy pass at the finish. Gary Schenk, you got a copy.
I certainly do. Get to talk to you again.
Yeah, we didn't even, honestly, we were watching Lynn McNeese and Kevin Cornelius at the finish there, and we didn't even see you come flying out on the bottom to take that lead. How does it feel?
Well, it was kind of unexpected there, that's for sure. My hands are still shaking, actually, but I'm not sure if one other truck ahead of me, I think they might have everyone was 2 tires. I think the first one on 4 tires. I know Len was on 2, and Kevin obviously stayed out. It just kind of all worked out. I know Kevin and Lynn were battling there. I think Lynn got up close to the wall, and I just snuck down below him with 4, and it stuck down low, and sure enough, snuck out a win there. I was just kind of fighting for a 5th and a 3rd, and it all just played out in my favor. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Well, if you're lucky here tonight, how is next week at Talladega sound for you?
Well, that is a luck track, isn't it? So I do like the restrictor plate tracks, but anything can happen. Anybody can win, so it's always a fun race, so look forward to that.
All right, well, you were the biggest mover of the night. Started in 12th, finished up front in 1st. You led that last lap, but you also led 5 laps total on the night. Anybody you'd like to give a shout-out to?
Yeah, hello again to my parents. We got Jag Motorsports Avistar Incorporated on the truck, so we'll give a shout-out to them. Thanks for the broadcast, for all you do. We'll say hello and thanks to Dean again for the great league he puts on and all the guys who race with us. So every week it's always a lot of fun, and who knows, maybe we get a chance to talk to you again next week. We'll see how that plays out.
All right, well, hopefully we do get to talk to you next week at Talladega, back in Victory Lane.
Thanks again.
All right, and we will get to the results now for the night here at Texas Motor Speedway. Gary Schenk does come away with your win tonight. Lynn McNeese will finish in 2nd. Jim Locking in 3rd. Kevin Cornelius in 4th. Michael Palmer will finish in 5th. Dean Viney will finish in 6th tonight. Paul Cohen will finish 7th. Paul Zoda will finish 8th. Right ahead of 2nd place in points, Dwayne LaPrade, who will finish 9th. David Gainforth will finish 1 lap down in 10th. John Estes will finish 1 lap down in 11th. Mark McFadden will finish 1 lap down in 12th. Stephen Bird will finish 2 laps down in 13th. John Stanley will finish 72 laps down in 14th. And Randy Perdue, 108 laps down and 15th, will round out your field for the night. So overall, it was pretty good racing. Only 3 cautions here tonight for GAC. And these guys are very notorious for running lots of green flag racing. Congrats once again to Gary Schenk. And to everybody out there, have a great night.